to this episode of What Do You Want to Cook? Today we're at Camp Kiwanilong in Warrenton, Oregon, a camp that was first established in 1936 as a Girl Scout camp. It has stood the test of time. It's 170 acres out here in this beautiful, serene space. In this episode, we're making crow soup. I'll explain in a minute, but it's a soup that consists of so many different parts. It's going to require a community to put it together.
They call me Shoes, and I am Camp Kiwanilong.
My name is Corey, and I am Camp Kiwanilong.
They call me Weeble, and I am Camp Kiwanilong.
I'm Tori Anderson, and I'm Camp Kiwanilong.
They call me Moo, and I am Camp Kiwanilong.
Camp Kiwanilong is a 90-year-old collaboration. Built in 1936 by the Astoria Kiwanis Club and the Works Progress Administration, it was born to give Clatsop County a place to grow. From the Civilian Conservation Corps planting these dunes to the Astoria Rotary and the National Guard helping out over the years, it takes a literal village to keep this land wild. With the summer season just days away, the 12-member board of directors is on the ground, swinging hammers and clearing trails. This crew doesn't just manage a camp, they maintain it with their own two hands. The current board chair was first a camper here back in 1999. I'm heading up the road to meet her now. Hi Claire.
Hello, Chris.
How are you?
Hello, good to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you. Thanks for having me.
Welcome to Camp Kiwanilong. We're happy to have you out here today.
Everything seems to have it's named after somebody or something. Or tell me about the different cabins and things here.
We have a lot of beautiful facilities here. A lot of them have names, none of which I haven't. You know the name of them, but you don't know why.
Right. Sure. Yeah.
And as I've been on the board, I've learned so much more about the history. And so, like, our Boynton Lodge was named after the father who his daughter asked him she wanted to be a Girl Scout and go to Girl Scout camp. So they made the lodge. Slim Schrager, the shelter to our right over here, is a beautiful facility that you can do outdoor things with a little shelter, little light.
Right. Yeah.
But he was one of the first
out of the elements.
One of the first directors of the Girl Scout camp.
Oh, okay.
So I never knew that. We even have the Slim Schrager Trail, and
so from back in the day.
Back in the day, and
back
I was like, whoa, okay. They have meaning here. Even I was looking at a newspaper clipping that they were talking about the funds to build this building here.
This one?
Like, yeah. I was like, what building is that? I couldn't recognize it because it looks a little different now.
Well, everything seems like really quite good condition.
Yes, for the most part, we've done a lot of work to maintain and update spaces to keep them safe and usable.
Yeah.
But one of our biggest facilities that we find are sort of at a tipping point is our wellness center.
Okay.
It's really small. It doesn't have the refrigeration and space we need for campers.
It's essentially the nurse's office.
Yes, this is where kids go when they get their bumps and scrapes, when they have mosquito bites that are bugging them.
Boating is that's a thing. That's one of the big activities here?
Huge activity. It was one of my favorites coming here, but it's so crucial to the campers and learning to work together. Communication is very important.
Sure.
And safety is very important. I mean, we have counselors on kayaks, but they get kind of antsy and worried and stressed, but being calm and being like, you can make it back, you can paddle, communicate, and you'll make it back to shore.
Some confidence, right? All around just confidence.
Absolutely.
We should show people how organized it is prior to camp starting, and hopefully at the end of all the summer camps it still is organized as it is now. So being a kitchen guy, stuff has a home. It needs to go back where it was, so the next time it's needed, I know where to find it.
If it doesn't have a home, it'll never make it back.
There's so many great activities to do here at Camp Kiwanilong. I think I have permission. I borrowed a canoe. I thought I'd take a little paddle around Long Lake and check out this cool activity that all these kids get to do when they come here for summer camp. I feel like a kid myself right about now.
Well, there you are, Chris. I've been looking for you all over.
You know, Claire, I was just thinking to myself, one of the coolest things about going to camp is you get away from your parents for the first time, overnight, no adults. I mean, you got counselors, no adults. Like, it's pretty exciting stuff, right? I was kind of reminiscing about that anyway, as I'm laying in one of these cabin bunk beds.
So many good memories. Well, while you're reminiscing, I thought we were going to go cook something together.
Oh, jeez. Okay, I remember that now. This is also a cooking show. So I have a question for you now that you brought it up.
Yeah.
What do you want to cook?
Well, how about we cook some crow soup?
Crow soup. All right, let's do it. I'm looking forward to it. This place is so great. I look forward to checking out the kitchen, seeing what you guys got in there.
I've got a lot cooking up there for you.
Awesome. All right, let's go. Trying to do a place like this justice is a challenge. We're navigating light stands and tripods in a tight space, just trying to capture the energy of this kitchen without losing the heart of the moment. It's a bit of a dance, but it's the only way to show you what's about to happen. Claire mentioned crow soup, and if that sounds familiar, it's because it's their version of stone soup. You start with the basics, but the real flavor comes when the community steps in. It's a perfect metaphor for Kiwanilong itself, a place built and sustained by everyone bringing what they have to the table. Every person here is dropping in more than just an ingredient. They're sharing a piece of their own camp story.
My name is Brian Taylor. My camp name is Sasquatch. I spent over 12 years at Camp Kiwanilong being a camper and also counselor, and then finished up being the CIT director, unit director. Camp Kiwanilong is a very special place to me. It's a time warp out here. You step back, you step in here, and it takes you right back to being a kid. That's why people love coming here. That's why people love sending their kids here. This is a place where some of my best friendships were built and are still friends today. So Camp Kiwanilong is such a very special place to this community. Today I brought an onion. We're going to cut this onion. We're going to put this in the soup, and we are going to make some crow soup. Hey, Chris, can you cut the rest of this for me? Appreciate it. Go ahead and put this onion in the pot.
Today, for soup, I brought celery. I'm Marge Huddleston. I am a Camp Kiwanilong board member. I have been a board member since 2010, but my history with Camp Kiwanilong goes a lot further back. In the early 70s, I taught at Earhart School, and many of my staff members were counselors in the summertime out at the beginning of the summer youth program. My daughter and son-in-law were one of the first counselors out here. All of my grandchildren have been out at camp. I have many students who've been out at camp. When I retired, I became out to help my granddaughter paint. We found that there were many things that needed to be fixed and we could be a part of it, so we became involved. I find it one of the most rewarding volunteer things I've ever done. There's so many things I could tell you about Camp Kiwanilong. When I first came on the board, it was like being on this ship and it had 1,000 leaks. And if we didn't get something fixed, we were going to sink. So which leak do we fix first? But we have slowly got the leaks fixed thanks to a few great things that happened. One is the Gray Family Foundation provided, and they're one of the few people who do that, maintenance grants. The National Guard, we became a partner with the 442, and there's probably not a building in this camp that they haven't helped us repair. I'm grateful for my experience here at Camp Kiwanilong. I'm putting my celery in the pot.
Hi, I'm Celine McEwen, aka Weeble, and I was a camp cook for 6 years. And so we're going to be cooking crow soup today, and I got garlic because I'm spicy. And we're just going to peel it here, and we are going to eventually get it in the pot. This camp has meant a lot to me, to my kids. It's just basic childhood. And my kids thoroughly enjoyed it, and I enjoyed bringing meals to kids who probably didn't get a lot of good home-cooked meals. I'm going to get these peeled, and I'm going to do them whole because I think that's better. I'm going to take this peeled garlic, and I'm going to go over, and I'm going to add it to crow soup. And here we go.
I brought carrots for the soup. My name is Sean, camp name Southpaw. So I've been a camper since the summer of 2010, because that was my year that I was going into 3rd grade. And then my training, the way it worked was that you train for one summer as a junior counselor in training, and then you do it for a second summer, and then you'd be staff the following year. So I started training 2017, and so I was staff from 2019 onward, and I'll be coming back this summer. What made camp special to me that was good enough to get me to keep coming back, I would say it's interesting. I was kind of hard-pressed thinking of a memory because I've been there for a while now, 23 years old in camp counselor years, that makes me a senior. But to me, it was more about the people that you chose to spend your time with more than the times itself. Because we were chatting it up, singing songs, camp songs, that's a huge part of the experience. So yeah, it was the company that really brought me back, for sure. Putting carrots in the pot.
Hi, my name is Sage. My camp name is Shoes, and I brought leftover teriyaki chicken. When I first came to camp, I was a homesick kid, so the fact that I even made it through camp is pretty impressive the first year, but I just loved it so much that I came back again and again and again. Ever since then, I've kind of just never left. I really think that it's one of those special places where you feel a little more like an individual rather than just like a kid at camp. Every year we get certificates that the counselors write special little notes for you on. That's one of those special things that I think Camp Kiwanilong has that some other camps don't have maybe. And the community is really great. And I am putting the chicken into the pot.
Hello, I'm Claire Thompson, and my camp name is Moo. I used to be a camper out here, also known as a staff brat too. My mom was a chef out here preparing the meals, and so then I came 6 weeks every summer as a camper. And I got my name as a child. Moo came from a outfit that I got as a little kid, and I was a little cow for 2 years, and so I became Moo. So I came out here already with a name. I brought a spoon with me to contribute to the soup.
Yeah.
Because you need that to bring it all together.
Awesome. Everybody, this has been so fun. We're having such a fun time. Everybody's throwing something in the pot. I think, can I make my contribution?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to turn on the flame. I guess that's where it all starts. You want to walk me through the soup?
Yeah, so we have some vegetables in here. We got some onion, the celery, carrots.
Okay.
That were all chopped up by our lovely camp members.
Yeah.
And add a little olive oil in there.
Okay.
To get it sizzling.
Why this soup, Claire? What was synonymous with Camp Kiwanilong? Why this? Why this?
Everyone has a link to it. Everyone has a story related to it. So I thought it was a great piece to share with everyone, and we could come together like we do at camp and share it. 13 summers till I was 6 from the time till I was well into college.
13 summers.
13 summers out here, pretty special, and I loved it. My mom talked many times where I'd be crying the last day leaving because I didn't want to go. I wanted to be here all year round. But I think it's just I'm an example of how important it is as an individual to be out here and to find your own identity. And I was even talking to a fellow nonprofit president who was talking about her chance to go to camp. No one knew who she was. It was far away, and she had had that time to discover who she was and be who she wanted to be outside of your school, your life, and your home, which I think is so important to find that identity. And they still, adults, she's in her 70s, and she's still thinking about that time at camp. So.
You have home, you have work, and then you have your other place, right? And is that kind of what you feel like it is
This
for you?
is my other place, for sure. Anytime I want to drop something and do something for camp, my family's like, no questions. Let's go do it.
So the garlic's in. We got garlic.
I'm going to add in some.
Okay, we're going to season it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I brought some of my own salt. It already has black
Okay.
pepper in it, so.
And some,
Dry mustard?
yes.
Is that what that is? Okay,
Because we have to have seasonings here that are multi-purpose.
sure.
And so a lot of times dry mustard is, really to get pack a
100%.
punch.
It's also an emulsifier.
Yeah,
So you can use that to make salad
Liquid.
dressings and things like that.
liquid or dry.
Yep.
It's smelling really good. Usually I start with the flour, adding some flour in there, just a couple tablespoons.
Is that meant to kind of help give it body?
That gives it some body, it thickens it up.
Okay.
Especially when you add the stock in there. So I usually add the stock in, since the chicken's already cooked,
Yep.
I add the stock now.
Sure. All right.
And warm that. Bring it to boil, and then that's when I add the pasta.
Okay.
And the chicken is usually the last thing I put in there,
Okay.
just to warm it through, and I don't want to overcook it.
Pasta goes in the pot. All right. That's the last thing. So it's going to take what? I don't know what, 8 minutes or something to cook that.
And then we want the chicken,
And the chicken will go in.
so we can warm that through.
That's awesome. You know, I'd love this stuff. You know, we should just sit down with some folks, have a little family-style soup feast.
I think we can do that.
We picked up some bread along the way, something we
Ooh.
can dunk in there.
I was gonna say, we gotta
And,
dunk it.
Yeah? Does that sound good?
Sounds delicious.
Yep, I'd serve it to those campers.
I've collected beads, so like I said, 13 years of being a camper and a counselor out here. This was just a design, how I made the beads so they would fit on one necklace. Otherwise, a lot of people have 2 or 3 necklaces, so I was able to get it all on one necklace. The beads are for, green is for deeper sleeper, blue is for clean cabin, yellow is for archery, purple is for hopper, red is for flag. The most coveted one, which is the white one, it's the clean castle, I never lost, and orange is for cabin call. And then on the back here, I got my staff beads. I got a couple staff beads here for being on the staff for so many years. So.
You know how it was a Girl Scout camp in the 70s?
Yeah.
I still get Girl Scouts pull in. Ladies will pull in and say, I was a Girl Scout here in the 70s or 50s or 60s, and I just want to look around. And they still can do like our campers. I slept in that cabin. Even if you were here at outdoor school for 2 days, you know which cabin you slept in. We have weddings, and people will come as a wedding guest, and they'll say, I came in outdoor school and I slept in that cabin. It leaves an impression.
Amy, do you remember the open house we had, and the women came who were Girl Scouts?
Yes,
and
they said
we
our
went to their
mom brought
trunks,
us.
their trunk, and they had all their songbooks. And
I grew up at a Girl Scout camp, and I started singing with them. They're like, how do you know that? I'm like, all Girl Scouts know these songs.
It gets stuck in your brain and it gets shared, because a lot of that, our director who's
Yes.
was in charge of Girl Scout camps, like a lot of the songs carry over, a lot of the experiences carry over, which is very cool.
there was a lady here last Saturday who was 85, who had been a Girl Scout, and her name was Helen. We sat out there and talked to her, and she remembered her cabin, who came with her. It was amazing.
All 3 of my daughters have come here and participated in some way or the other. But when they start singing camp songs together, it's like, I guess I was in the kitchen doing what I was, because I don't know any of them. And they are determined to teach my grandchildren those songs or have them come here. In fact, my first grandchild will be coming here this summer.
I know it's generationally.
Yeah.
I was telling Chris, how often do you get that experience where you can generationally impact a family? A decade after decade, you have children and their parents and grandparents and their grandchildren. It just year after year, it's amazing.
I just remember as a camper just loving those peanut butter honey sandwiches, and then finding out as a CIT the process. They just bring in these 10th graders. They have rows upon rows of just bread, and then we would put gloves on, and then we'd have this big tub of peanut butter honey, and then we would just one by one just smear to the edge, and then we'd put them together. And then we'd rebag them.
I will say, of all the meals, I actually miss that one the most.
Yeah.
Although this is really good. So we should bring this one back.
Who's
the
Girl
uniforms?
Scout who named this place?
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
contest.
She won a contest. They said they had a contest for naming the camp when it was still a Girl Scout camp, and she put the Kiwanis who helped build it with Long Lake, because it sits on Long Lake, and she said, how about Kiwanilong? So it sounds maybe Native American or exotic, but it's a clever Girl Scout who won the contest.
High up a tree a crow, sim-celebin bamboo celadoo celadin. High up a tree a crow,
People ask that a lot.
long came a wicked hunter, sim-celebin bamboo celadoo celadin. Long came a wicked hunter, long. He shot that poor old crow, sim-celebin bamboo celadoo celadin. He shot that poor old crow dead. Now for the happy ending, sim-celebin bamboo celadoo celadin. Now for the happy ending, soup!
Sitting at that table, you realize that crow soup isn't just a recipe. It's a reflection of this entire place, built by history, sustained by a village, and passed down through generations.
I am Brad. I am Camp Kiwanilong.
Like, we have about half of it is our property.
They call me Southpaw, and I am Camp Kiwanilong.
2 people can walk across it safely.
Right?
I am Maggie. I am Camp Kiwanilong.
They call me Ribbit, and I am Camp Kiwanilong.
It's part of the deal.
They call me Beth, and I am Camp Kiwanilong.
They call me Marge, and I am Camp Kiwanilong.
Multiple donating, granting organizations came to.
Hi, I'm Joelle Archibald, and I'm a new board member. I am Camp Kiwanilong.
Claire, this has been absolutely magical. Thank you so much for spending like nearly the entire day. And please pass along to the folks that joined us in the kitchen. We appreciate it very much. Is there anything you want to add to the conversation?
Just keeping, like I said, keeping that magic alive, keeping camp alive, letting people know we're here, sharing your stories about camp, I think is most important, because if we don't share that story, if we don't share the message, then camp goes away, and we want to keep it here for 90 more years. I think the most important piece is keeping those campfires burning for as long as possible, so that people can enjoy this camp for generations to come.
Folks, thank you very much for joining us in this episode of What Do You Want to Cook? This has been an absolutely magical experience, Claire. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chris.
We appreciate it. Tell us about your version of stone soup. What do you make that involves an entire community? Thanks for watching. We look forward to seeing you next time.